So if you don't know how to read the charts, then you don't know how to trade, because today, 100% chart reading. Let me show you guys today's key fundamentals on how we traded, what kind of charts do we see on the charts. This is the SPX, the overall S&P 500 index. If you want, I could also do it in SPO. We'll do it soon. But first, let's start with the SPX. So you see, we started off today with a double tap. Then we had a V. And then we had a nice head and shoulder right over here. We'll all explain this in this video. So just please follow and watch. So we started the day and right over here, opened up all the way down. Nice double top, one loop, two loop, down. Very, very nice. And of course, we already explained this a billion and one times, but we'll do it again. How to make the trend line right over here, just like this. And this, you know, as soon as we get dropping all the way down, we know it's puts, puts, puts. Beautiful. That's, you know, what you do with your puts with your options. Next, we had a V over here. Whenever you get stuck over here, please, 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 please escape, because this is the worst chart you can ever find. It always comes unexpected, and you can always lose a lot of money. Now, your inputs all the way here, and you climb all the way down, and you see your option is up with what? Let's say you're doing 0 days expiration, you're up with 50%, 100%. But then as soon as you see the big green going up, you can lose all your money, all your profits instantly, and be in a minus. So as soon as you see this, run away, run away. This is a V, okay? This doesn't happen so often in the S&P 500, but you always have to run away as soon as you see it. Moving forward, we had some chop over here. We didn't know what was happening. There was no trend. And then we came over here, and we found this beautiful head and shoulder, that's where everything made sense over here. So we have our left shoulder over here. Here's our right shoulder, and here's our head. This is called a head and shoulder, okay? When you have like a kind of a V like over here, but it's like choppy on the left side and choppy again on the right side, right? Then you know we're going to have a massive drop. So I always like to enter in. I make my trend line. See, everything works with trend lines. Let me show you here. I always enter in like right over here. I make a trend line whenever I see this. So look, I'll tell you what. Whenever you see this formed, then you know it's a head and shoulder, because you have this choppy over here, like there was no trend. And then you see like this V on top over here. This is called a regular head and shoulder going down, and then there's an inverse head and shoulder going up. If I find something, I think I saw something in Tesla yesterday. I'll show you guys in a second, but for now, let's focus on this first. And then you see these candles, like it's going to be like two candles over here, like pretty big, but is like outcast from all the others, like it's sticking up, went up a bit. That's, you know, to make your trend line, and that's where you make your trend line all the way down like this. And then you can enter over here, or you can enter over here, or over here, wherever you want. You can enter throughout this thing, but make sure not to miss this candle, because when you miss this candle, then you can lose a lot, and then you lose on a trade, right? Because this is the obvious point that we want to be in. So if you enter over here, even though you still held 0 days expiration, let's say, which is very risky again, and you're going until here, you could have seen a nice 150% gain. It was a beautiful, beautiful play. By the way, guys, please make sure to follow, like, and subscribe, because I will be making also live trading to show you guys I'm 100% legit and I know what I'm doing. Gonna be showing you guys when I enter, when I exit. I'll be making videos during market session. But for now, let's continue on over here explaining this chart. So we had a double top over here, we had a V, and then we had a head and shoulder, all in one daily chart. That's absolutely insane. Now let's speak about the volatility. Let's go to the VIX right over here. We had volatility, crazy volatility still happening, because we're at 25, right over here, 25.33. Although it's down 6%, but as long as the VIX is not below 20 in such kind of market, normally it's supposed to be below 16, but if it's still not below 20, that means it's still going to be more or less chaos. Now it's going to be even more chaos, because the Marines are on the way to Iran, and we're going to be having, we're going to be fighting on the ground, and it's going to be crazy. Looking forward to a very fun weekend, especially on Friday, and then we'll have beginning of the week Monday, which is going to be crazy. I'll come out with more videos as we get closer to explain to you guys what to look out for and what when. But so the VIX, don't be surprised if you see this going up above 30. Either tomorrow on Thursday, or you'll see it on Friday. Above 30, depends how the news kicks in. Well, I cannot really answer you that question, because it all depends in the news on how it takes off. Now, interesting thing is, I did see about Tesla slowly starting to bring progress with the SpaceX, and when the news came out, was like round over here, and then it shot up all the way to about 387. Not so much, like we're going from 384 to 387, and the news came out about right over here. This is right like literally right now, like literally a half hour ago. When it came out, maybe more like an hour ago, but whatever, makes no difference. The Tesla had the same exact chart. We had a double tap over here, we had a V, and then, but we did not have a head and shoulder on this chart, did we? Oh, we had a small one like over here. Yeah, this is head and shoulder. You have up here, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then we went down right over here. Beautiful, same exact candle. Absolutely amazing. If you want to see a better picture, look at the SPY. You can see it a bit more clearer if you guys want. Again, I use only 1 minute charts because like it's the most accurate, but actually when it came to the head and shoulder, the 5 minute was more accurate. But let me show you first the double top over here. We had the double top over here, nice, a V, nice, beautiful. And then our head and shoulder, this is our head, this is our left shoulder, this is our right shoulder. And you could have made the same exact trend line as the SPX. Same thing goes with Tesla, right over here, going down, beautiful. And then you have this candle, big, massive red candle. You were able to cash in, etc. Let's go. I was going to say about the 5 minute candle. Let's go to the 5 minute candle over here. And you see, so in the 5 minute candle, you can see the head and shoulder a bit better. You see over here, we have up, like, looks like a V, right? Left shoulder and right shoulder. Some people will get confused, think this is like a double top or double bottom. But again, this is not a double top or double bottom. Because if it would be a double top, then it would be formed as a W, which this could have been a double top. You see like W here, but problem, the market closed. And then after pre-market, the trend always changes. By pre-market, so sorry, after markets, the trend always changes. So, but this could have technically, if this would have been like, let's say at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, we could have seen nice green candles going up, but of course not for too long because this is a crazy market and we're still in fear territory, especially seeing the volatility with the VIX and everything. The market is in fear mode. That's all it is. So now, if you guys wanted, you were able to make over here horizontal line. Let's go to the peak over here. 1. And then we have another one, the floor, of course, the lowest of the day. 2, beautiful. And then you could have centered yourself right over here as well. So you can technically copy your same patterns how you make a double top. If you make such kind of lines over here, I sometimes do, sometimes don't. Depends how the pattern looks, if it's sideways or if it's straight. I just wanted to capture your attention. But this like tells you the exact floors, when to enter, when to exit as well. Hope you guys learned from me a lot over here. Hope you enjoy all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. And looking forward. Oh, you messed